Why do bad things happen to good people? Why don't you get what you deserve? Why do others seem to be living happy lives while yours seems like a black hole that just sucks out all the happiness? Karma is what everyone says, right? Bad karma. And we have tried and failed miserably trying to get rid of this bad karma, waiting for our life to turn around. Now, death seems to be the only respite to all this pain and suffering, right? Not quite. You see, karma follows you even in death and after. To get a kind of understanding of how this phenomenon works, let's look at a short story that was narrated in the Mahabharata. There was an old woman named Gautami whose only support was her young son. One day, a snake bit him and he died. Gautami was inconsolable with grief. Her neighbor Arjunak saw this and he was a hunter. So he found the snake, grabbed it, and presented it in front of her and said, "How should we punish this beast for the crime it committed?" Gautami said, punishing it is not going to bring my son back. So why do you want to commit a sin and have bad karma on your hands? But Arjunak would not budge. Well, the snake somehow found its voice and said, "I did not bite the boy out of my own volition. It was Mrityu or death that told me to do it. I am merely a potter's wheel, just fulfilling the potter's wishes. If someone has to be responsible for the death, it's Mrityu, not me." But Arjunak was not having any of this. He said, "Even if you are just an instrument, you are still the offender. By your logic, all criminals should be set free." While the two of them continued arguing, Mrityu appeared and pleaded its own innocence. It said, "I did not ask the snake to bite the boy out of my own volition either. It was Kala, time." Then Kala appeared and said, "Neither the snake nor Mrityu nor I am responsible for what happened to the boy. His prior karma is. Karma is guided by our actions, like a potter decides what kind of clay he wants to shape." Gautami fully agreed and repeated to Arjunak that he should not commit bad things by hurting the snake. This time, the hunter understood and he set the snake free. So, what was it about the snake's actions that did not accumulate bad karma for it? It was this, that its actions were guided by the situation, time, and place, not by negative emotions. Negative karma or bad karma gets accumulated when our actions are directed by the Shadripu or the six enemies of the mind. They are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. English translation: lust, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance, and jealousy. We can reason, justify, and rationalize our actions all we want. "Oh, you can't blame me, I was drunk." Or, "Hey, I was desperate, I had no choice, I just had to do it." Or, "Hey, it's not illegal, is it?" Or, my favorite is, "Those people had it coming to them anyway." But karma holds firm. It's neither a bitch nor is it friendly. It's just indifferent. Its law is, as you sow, so shall you reap. The problem we have is, why is karma indifferent towards me? Why doesn't it treat me better? This assumption is not 100% true. I mean, think of all the luxuries that you enjoy today. Maybe the internet, the smartphone that you're watching this video on, the sofa, the Doritos that you're probably munching on. Hundreds of years ago, even the richest person did not have access to these. And how much have you done to contribute towards the invention of these luxuries? That is good karma. So, in a nutshell, how do you get rid of bad karma? By ensuring that your actions are directed by the situation, time, and place, and not the Shadripu. This was why Lord Krishna also said to Arjun, "Fight, because that is your duty." When the prince was saying that killing people is bad and killing my kin is even worse, Lord Krishna's message was simple: do your duty, fight, ensure you do not attach emotions to it. I've got your back. And he literally had his back, right? Because he was his charioteer. One thing to note is that inaction does not lead to good karma either. If we think that, hey, if I don't take action at all, I will not accumulate any bad karma, that's not how it works. Our duty is to do our duty and accept the results. Acceptance means, okay, this happened, what should I do next? Denial means, hey, this is wrong, I'm not at fault here, I'm a victim. And surrender is, oh, this happened, what can I do about it? Acceptance is proactive, while the rest of them are reactive. Okay, I know what you're saying. Easier said than done, Vishal. When I'm hurt, when someone's mean to me, I cannot subtract my emotions. I hear you because I am where you are. Most of us don't have the discernment to see things for what they are. Rather, we think a lot, and this thinking is what leads to suffering. The poet Petrarch said, like our stomachs, our minds are hurt more often by overeating than by hunger. Discernment is something that we have to cultivate, like we cultivate physical health. And this comes from Indriya Nigraha, or restraint of your senses. Think of yourself sitting in a chariot. The charioteer is your buddhi, or your cognition. The reins are the mind, the manas, and the horses are the senses, or what we call the indriya. If the buddhi does not have the reins, then the senses or the horses will run in any direction that they want. But nigraha, which means restraint, will help you give the reins back to the buddhi so that it can guide the senses in the right direction. This does not mean that your life will be a punishment. This does not mean that you have to suppress all your natural impulses. It basically means that you're going to direct your cognitive facilities towards a better purpose, towards a better outcome. It means that you will act like a human being. As the author said in the book, An Introduction to Indian Philosophy, self-control is not a mere negative practice. It is not simply checking the indriyas, but checking their bad tendencies and habits in order to employ them for a better purpose and make them obey the dictates of reason. Here are 3 simple, proven, practical steps to take so that you can build this self-control that will help you get rid of negative karma. They are breathing exercises, physical exercises, and dispassion for self, passion for everything else. Let's look at each one of them in details. Number 1, breathing exercises. Knowing what should be done or knowing what is right is not the same as doing what's right. To first do what's right, to first correct our thoughts, we need to be aware of them. And according to research, this awareness comes from breathing exercises. In attentional blink experiments, for instance, participants are shown a whole bunch of numbers, and in between them, they are shown 2 letters stuck to each other. Participants can locate the first letter, but they can't locate the second one because they can't let go of that first letter. But after 3 months of breathing exercises, of focus, one pointed focus, they get much better at spotting the other letter also. And here's the thing, atheists benefit from breathing exercises as much as theistic people do. My experience in meditation aligns with this perspective and aligns with this research as well. I started practicing Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya about 2 years ago, and I'm not as regular as I would want to be, but still, the practice has helped me build a kind of gap between my thoughts and me. In most cases, not all, most cases, I can observe my thoughts from a distance and ask, is this the right thought I should be having? If the answer is no, I can course correct. You don't have to start with something very intense when it comes to breathing exercises. Simple, guided, mindful breathing practiced regularly should suffice. Point number 2, physical exercises. Physical exercise is another great way of building awareness in that moment. Whether you're playing sports, whether you are lifting weights, whether you are doing yoga, you have to focus on your form to get it right. And this demands focus in the moment. The better your focus gets, the better your form gets, and the more aware you become of the present moment. But there is another hidden advantage to physical exercise. It's that it teaches you restraint unknowingly. Research shows that people who exercise will also eat better and they're more productive at work. Plus, they will spend less, smoke less, take less stress, and they are more patient. In other words, physical exercise will improve your mental health and also improve how you manage your cognitive resources. And the final point is dispassion for self, passion for everything else. I got this point from Sadhguru, and I will insert the link to that video here somewhere, somewhere. You can check it out. In that, someone asked him how to get rid of bad karma. And Sadhguru said, dispassion for self, passion for everything else. The problem today is that we have passion for self and dispassion for everything else. And those words really struck me. I mean, think about it. We tend to make everything about us, although almost nothing is. If my best friend is going to get married, I am upset because it means he is going to spend less time with me. Or my colleague bought a nice car because he has been investing for a while. But me, on the other hand, who has been splurging in every sale on things I don't need, call it unfair because I am broke. I mean, what sense does this make? Instead, infuse passion in whatever you do rather than whatever you want to get. In how you treat people, how you pay attention, how you work, how you engage in your hobbies, be passionate. If you can subsume your identity, not just your ego, your identity in being useful to yourself and in being useful to others, you will be happier in the moment also, and you will get rid of bad karma. So I just want to bring this all together. Remember, karma is not a bitch, nor is it friendly. It has a simple law: you lie in the bed you make. Like Kala said to Arjuna, our actions are what shape our karma, like the potter shapes the clay in the pot that he wants. Base your actions on time, space, and situation. Gain control over your senses so that the Shadripu don't direct your actions, and you will get rid of bad karma in the future. I will leave you with a sage quote from Swami Vivekananda, which is: some karma we have worked out already, some karma we are working out now in the present, and some are waiting to bear fruit in the future. The first kind is past and gone. The second we will have to work out, and it is only that which is waiting to bear fruit in the future that we can conquer and control, towards which all of our forces should be directed. Until next time, namaste.